Hi guys, welcome to Windsome Cottage Garden. My name is Hannah and I'm so glad that you decided to join me today. We are in the home garden and we're taking a slight departure from the sunbed because there are some things we removed from the sunbed that are moving to the front of the house. So in this video, you're going to get to see where they ended up going. Now, some of this was filmed the other day. I'm doing it slightly out of order. I was originally going to have this be part of a different video. So let's take a look on what's already happened and I'll give you an update on the lay of the land as it currently is. So I'm in my front yard, and one of the things I loved about my old house was the two boxwoods that frame the front entrance. And that's something I'm going to take the opportunity to do here as well. Before I can do that, I have a couple things to move because I think there's going to be one about there and one about there. So this guy needs to move, this guy needs to move, and I actually want him to move back here. So he needs to move. So I'm actually going to move this one first, and then we will do the shuffle around here as well. So we got this boxwood in, and I absolutely love it. It's a lot more rotund than I actually thought it was. And we did break a sprinkler, which is in the middle of being fixed. So that still needs to be jigged. But the second one is out and sitting in water. It needs to go over here, which means I need to move this shrub out and then this shrub over. So I'm going to get that done and we'll see how far I get. It is quite warm. I'll be taking breaks, but I'm mostly working in the shade, which is good. Okay, we've run into a snag in that there is landscape fabric here, which I should have known because they put landscape fabric everywhere. Don't do that. I've talked about this in multiple videos. If you're the only place landscape fabric should be is underneath stones. If you're planting plants around it, if you're planting a ground cover on top of it, don't use landscape fabric. It doesn't break down. And I can recognize this. This is DeWalt brand, which is really great, high quality, but it's probably been here for 10 years, looks brand new. Now it's 4 inches beneath the soil surface and it's choking plants. And I can't dig. I was really having trouble digging, and I thought, wow, this root mat is crazy. It's not a root mat. It is fabric. We didn't run into it over here, so I'm hoping it's not in that bed. And we went pretty deep, so I think that's possible. This one, that's a very contained bed. This is one that the grass ran into, so maybe they thought it would be great, but I've now brought it to the edge of the grass and need to find the edge so I can start pulling it up. It also means that everything in this bed is probably going to be torn out because I can't have a bed with this fabric in. So this is frustrating. But I know these people, from what I've learned in the back, they probably have a plastic edging that's buried somewhere as well, because they put an edging in but didn't maintain it. So I need to try and find that, because that will tell me where the fabric starts. So I'm going to just set you guys up and see what I can find. And this project may end up being abandoned, depending on how much time I have. I'm just frustrated. So, future Hannah here. This project became much more than I thought. I mentioned earlier in the project that we broke a sprinkler head. That became super complicated to fix, so we ended up having to dig up one of the boxwoods again. I am crossing every finger and every toe, just hoping it survives. And I would go out and show you what it looks like, but as you might be able to tell, it's been pouring rain. We finished this project a couple days ago. Since then, I've actually started a new job. which anytime you start a new job, there's like this big learning curve and all this other stuff. So the last couple days I've come home and my brain has been completely mush just from all of the new information coming at me. So I haven't had a chance to film the ending of this video. And then the last 2 days I've intended to do this. It's been pouring rain. So this is the look I can offer you. You got a good glance. These actually both look really good. This hydrangea didn't miss a beat. And I guess the one good thing about this rain is it's given them a good water. We have secured both of these because they are so massive and top heavy because it was very little roots for both of them. When we dug them up, we had to cut the fabric around them in the back, which that was in a previous video that I'll link below. And it was the stuff that was under the fabric was just powder, dry dirt. So there was no dirt on these roots. We stuck them in water and soaked them right away. So because we knew it was going to take a little bit. One of them actually soaked overnight. And then when we were doing this thing in here, we made sure to pack it with Biotone starter fertilizer and some good soil to hopefully, they've got about 4-ish weeks until our first known frost. These are in a pretty protected area, so that'll be a light frost. It's not killing hard frost. These probably won't be touched by frost at that time because they're under my majestic tree canopy. We also, I should say while I'm here, we didn't pull all the fabric in here. We got the fabric out from here to here. So there's still fabric up there I got to deal with and down the side. Part of the challenge with the fabric in this area also was it has tree roots growing through it. So like we were cutting such small sections of it out and it took so much time to just get enough that we could plant the things that we already had out of the ground and needed to plant. That we called it good. I can also show you from my porch vantage point. You can barely see it, but right there is the dirt villa that we moved from this location. I actually think it's going to like its life a little better there. And I am planning to extend the bed. I have big plans for this area, but I've been dealing with the plants I already have first. So yeah, we ended up removing a hosta that was here too as well. And this one had to be yanked out to fix the sprinkler, which was a bummer of major proportions. I can also show you, so there was one other plant that we took out of this area to make room for these things. It's actually the plant that originally was where the hydrangea now is, because we popped it out, moved the hydrangea over, and put the boxwood where the hydrangea was. And it is actually not fully planted. I've got it like healed in while I assess if there's enough sun, but it is right there. And it's not looking like it right now, but it provides such a pop of color and it gets a little bit of sun. I'm not entirely sure what plant it is, but I actually really, really like it there. I think it's probably going to stay there. I would show you a sneak peek, but the next video you see will be us planting the sunbed. It's all done except I'm needing to mulch one small area. So what I'm thinking you'll see in the next video is the vast majority, if not all, of the planting and mulching being done. And I will probably do some explaining because I know when I had to replace all the plants, I kind of talked through everything that was going through my mind and I was balancing. So that will be the next video you see. And there will be one more follow-up where we finish up mulching because there's a little bit that I ran out of mulch and cardboard. So I've now got both of those things to finish. And then I'm going to do a tour of all the plants and talk about the varieties. That's probably going to be separate because it took us 2.5 days to plant them. I counted them. There's a lot. I think there are 64 plants in this bed that we just added. So it'll be a full video. So you've got both of those videos to look forward to, the first of which is going to be coming to Saturday. I really appreciate you joining me in this video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And I can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.